Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangibleNetwork.com and see if Tangibile Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky versus Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 459.
Sexiest podcast on the network, my friend Brian.
Indeed, Tony.
How the hell are you?
You know,
Eh?
I could do the humidity, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little thick out there, isn't it?
Yeah. Last night,
Yeah.
I'm laying in my room, and my room's usually warmer than the rest of the house anyway. So, and I'm like, man, it's warm in here. I'm like, you know what? It's overnight. I'm going to throw the window up, you know, let that cool, you know, night air kind of cool off my room. Wrong. It was like 90% humidity, and I'm like, oh my God. It was cool. It was only like 60 or something, but
Still,
oh,
air
dude.
you can cut like with a knife.
Yeah. And it was, you know, and you know me with my sinus issues and stuff, humidity and I don't get along real well. So I was like, nope, and shut the window right away. I was like, I'd rather deal with it being a little warm in my room than warm and sticky, you know.
Hey.
Yeah.
It was a little Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me.
No, never with me. You know that.
Yeah, I know. You are not a Def Leppard at all.
Fan. Yeah. But, oh, boy. Yeah. So that was fun. It was weird. I went to, thank goodness, I was able to actually schedule a pickup for the groceries.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it was like the night before, I'm like, well, let's see how many days, out, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, they had dates available all through the next day. And I'm like, wow, and on a holiday weekend, too. I was shocked,
Yeah, that does seem odd.
So I'm like, well, for sure I'm going to do this because I hate going in the store. And, I like just driving up and having somebody else pull most of the groceries into the vehicle for me. So.
Well, maybe now that restaurants are open in Ohio, less people are grocery shopping, Brian.
Maybe, yeah. Also, the grocery stores are getting better about being stocked regularly. I think people are freaking out a little less. Yeah. And people are starting to go out. I mean, it's, in Ohio, restaurants are open again. So a lot of stores are open again. So, out anyway. So I think maybe they're just like, well, might as well just swing by the store,
Right.
But yeah, went and did that. It was funny though, because when we left, had a nice cool breeze out. It was sunny. It was really, really nice. And by the time we got home and brought the groceries in, I mean, dude, I was just pouring with sweat because the humidity had gone up quite a bit,
Something gross.
Yes.
All right. So today, because it was so humid today,
yeah,
I was in demolition mode, destroying the old fence that I ripped down.
Right. Axe and smash, right?
Basically.
No crush.
No crush. Fuck crush.
Mr. Fuji, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely. But at one point I was, because Bomber had puppy class today.
Yeah.
So I had to stop. And I'm like, well, I'm going to stop, just sit in the chair for a little bit, have a beer, relax. And I was so soaked with sweat when I stood up, the chair was wet.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the chair stuck to you.
Oh. But then I went inside.
Yeah.
And I had to strip on down to nut in and hop in the shower because everything was soaked.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Fucking vile.
Yeah.
And then I got back home and I'm like, well, I got to finish because I got to, there's so much garbage into my yard. I got to mow the grass tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just put the wet, damp, sweaty, awful clothes back on.
Oh, man.
And finished the job. It was so gross.
Yeah.
I ended up taking my hat in the shower with me and washing it with like shampoo and stuff because it was so bad.
Yeah. Understandable though. Yeah.
Just gross.
Yeah,
dude.
It's bad when you're done sweating and you just look at your clothes and you're like, do I wash or burn these?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure they could probably just stand up on their own right now. They're so full of salt and everything else.
You take them off, they just run away, and you're like, damn it, not again.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Just bought those.
Oh God, it was a hot, sweaty day today.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because I know, people that listen to us from, that live in like Georgia or somewhere like that, where like, it's funny hearing us complain about humidity to them because they also get heat. Usually we don't get super hot here. Like, it'll get like 80, 85, but we'll get like 98% humidity with it,
Yeah, exactly.
And for us, it's just awful because it's hot enough. And then you just, like you said, you just stand anywhere and you're pouring sweat. Like, you don't even have to do anything. It's so, But I know in the South from being down there that kind of humidity just hits different. It's just like the heat out, like out west, I bet, 80 here is not as hot as 80 there, it just feels different. But yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was a rough day. Like, I'm like, man, I remember getting out of work on Friday. I'm like, fucking Memorial Day week. I'm going to just chill out. It's going to be a great. I haven't worked harder. I don't think I worked this hard at work all week. I've been working around the house.
Well, you did have to put the fence up. I mean,
put the new fence in. We planted a bunch of flowers and shit out in front.
Yeah. Saw your pic on Instagram of your, of how Bomber's, the worst assistant ever.
Oh my God, what a
I don't know if I'd call it lazy or smart, my friend.
Yeah, that's true.
Just once in a while, it's like, fuck this, I'm going to lay down and take a nap.
That's pretty much it.
Seems like the right call to me.
Yep. I was like, everyone thought she'd grab like a chunk of fence and like chew on it. I'm like, all right, I guess that's helpful. I guess. I don't know.
Right. Well, she's testing it because, making sure it's going to withstand chewing, I guess.
That's true.
Don't know. I mean, you know how often you like to go out and chew on the fence,
I mean, you'll have that.
Yeah. A couple beers in you and you're like, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and piss on it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
For sure.
Oh, man. You know what I did today, Brian?
What's that?
Besides sweated my ass off.
Showered 16, 17 times.
I think 3, to be fair.
Yeah, I understand, dude. That was me in high school because, I'd take one before school, take one when I got home, and usually I'd take one before bed once it started getting hot.
It was just, Now, today was the first time this year I've done the old grilled sweet corn.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
always
man,
a good move.
So good. It was actually good corn, too.
That's what I was going to ask, because I know that makes or breaks it, because I bought some last year. I don't remember when it was, and I was all excited about it, and yeah, it didn't work out so well because the corn was not good. So
that's the worst. You go through the whole process, and then you finally take that bite.
Yeah,
and it's shit.
And you're just like, oh yeah, it's like watermelon too. When you crack open a watermelon and you're looking at it and you're just like, oh man, I can't. And then you bite into it and you're like, there's no flavor.
Yeah, I kind of had that today too because I was like, ooh. Watermelon, corn, doing some pork tenderloin on the grill. This would be perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Got a watermelon, slice it open, had a great color to it. It kind of smelled like watermelon. I'm like, man, it's early in the season, but
yeah.
And then I took that bite, and it was like the LaCroix of watermelons.
Now you know where they get them from. They're watermelon flavoring.
Yep. It's like, it's almost there.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for our like local farmers to present their own offerings.
Yes,
because those are always the best.
Yep. The best part too with a lot of the farmers is like if anyone out there doesn't know how to pick watermelons, first of all, there's guides online that will show you what to look for to get like a real sweet, juicy watermelon. But if you don't know those things, ask the farmers. They will point you right at one that's probably going to be a home run.
Oh, for sure.
What to look for, and they know nobody, and they don't really want you walking away with like shitty watermelon because then you'll be like, well, I'm not going back there. Yeah,
exactly.
So,
like, why the hell would I get a watermelon from Pete's Melons when the last one I got tasted like chalk?
The old chocomelon.
Exactly.
Delicious. Yeah.
No, it was, man. I haven't had grilled corn in, probably like a year.
Mm.
And god damn, it was good.
Yeah, I miss that.
Like they had, 5 years for $1.50. I was like, what is this? This is going to be garbage.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have any leftovers. All 5 got devoured. Bought 10, apparently.
Yeah. I know, that's the way I usually am. The place right up the street, a lot of times they'll have corn for like crazy cheap.
It's like 30 years for a nickel.
Yeah, or all you can put in a bag or something for like $5, And it's like I know this isn't going to be great corn because it wouldn't be this cheap if it was, and usually it isn't. But what it turns into is good for making like not on the grill, but like fried corn. It'll usually work all right for that. So, a little butter, salt, and,
Well, that's what I was telling Michelle. I'm like, it's the best thing to do with corn on the cob is you afterwards. And she'd never had it. So I was like, this would be perfect.
Nope.
Make some. Nope. But what about 10 years?
Maybe. You just sit down. You don't eat any of the pork loin or the watermelon. You just eat corn.
Just eat corn. There's a full meal, just corn on the cob. And for dinner or for dessert, corn pudding.
Yep. And it's just another ear of corn. It's not
Yeah,
like corn putting this in my mouth.
It's just instead of like rolling the hot corn on the cob on a stick of butter, you just like dunk it in tapioca.
Oh God.
Like seriously, this is corn pudding to you? Like, yeah, not to you. Yep. thought everyone did corn pudding this way.
This is corn. This is pudding. I don't.
The Geller, corn pudding.
Yeah. Works for me. Oof.
Jonathan Davis's new food truck should be corn pudding.
I agree.
It's just a pudding truck.
Yeah. Dude, he should just do a corn truck. Like, just
He
fried, just grilled corn. That's it. Just do some of that, like, street rub stuff on there.
Yeah.
You know, like a little paprika and that kind of stuff on there, or chili powder, or whatever the hell the mix is, you know?
That'd be hilarious. Jonathan Davis's street corn.
Yeah, that's it. It's
and
just
of
corn.
course, with a K and a backwards R.
Sure. Be perfect. There you
They
go.
just played radio-friendly corn songs as they're driving around. It's kind of like an ice cream truck, but it's just grilled corn.
Yeah. You're inside your house and you hear, and you're like, "Ooh, corn man!"
Like, oh shit, corn truck's here.
Running out, like coins in your hand.
That would be hilarious.
I could totally see you and I doing that. You know, running out, like
sprinting out, tripping on our Jenko jeans.
For sure. Yep. I like it.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. The corn truck.
Delicious. Yeah. Oh man.
Shit. So how you been, Brian?
No, you know, I mean, fine. Honestly, I kind of had a moment yesterday where I would kind of have. I don't know how to word this, like, because I don't want it to. Anyway, basically, I kind of was looking at the whole thing about, you know, staying home, staying safe, all that kind of stuff, and I kind of was like, you know what, like, I also need to not be as isolated because it's really bad for me and my agoraphobia. You know,
Fair enough. Yeah.
So it's like I do need to go out and do some things occasionally. You know, I'm not advocating going out everywhere and doing, all sorts of crazy things. But like I went out with my brother for a little bit and it was mostly just us kind of driving around. You know, we stopped at Wendy's and got food, but we ate in the car because, they weren't open inside. And even if they were, we probably would have ate in the car anyway, just, because it just still felt a little weird. But,
yeah.
It was just kind of nice to feel like we were just kind of out, doing kind of the normalcy of it, even though we weren't really out doing anything. Like I said, we didn't really go. We went to a grocery store is where we went to because he had to pick up some groceries. So I ended up going into a grocery store anyway. So we did basically. But it was weird, because like I said, it just kind of felt a little more like how him and I used to just, we just go hit stores or something like that. And, it was kind of nice to have that feeling again. Because it's like, God, there's just the uncertainty and the paranoia has just been kind of eating at me.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
It reminded me a lot of how I felt like when I found out my dad, had terminal cancer. They were like, he's got basically 6 months to a year,
Right.
So what I was coming out of my room like the next day and I'm like, day one, like literally my brain for the first couple of weeks was doing like a countdown almost.
Like you're doing the hash marks on your prison cell.
Yeah, and it was like, dude, you can't do this. Like, you're going to go crazy because as it gets closer to 6 months or a year, I'm going to start going bananas,
Right.
And it's like, and realistically, as we all know from anything, tomorrow, even without that prognosis, he could have just died the next day,
Yeah,
like
for
just
sure.
natural causes or whatever, so
Yeah.
it's like, you just can't live that way, and I think I'm a little bit with this too, is it's like, the more we're looking at things, it looks like this is going to be the norm for quite a while. So, it's like, we got to kind of find still being safe and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of where my brain's at a little bit more is, like I said, I'm not going to like, I'm not going to go anywhere that's like crazy busy, like I'm not hitting the beach or nothing like that, but it was funny though. We were sitting sorry for being local, folks. We were sitting over on Monroe Street in Barnes and Noble parking lot, which is across the mall,
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the mall was still open, and God, there were so many cars there.
Yeah, I drove by it today. I was just like, I cannot believe how busy the mall is.
And that place, BJ's, that's out in front of the mall, across from Barnes & Noble, I was looking, their parking lot was so full. But their patio outside, they had people spaced out. So I haven't been inside, so I don't know how big it is inside.
It's very big inside.
Is it? Okay, so they probably were able to space people out. Because people go in, but I wasn't seeing anyone coming out, and I'm like, like at some point there should be a fill line here, but all right.
Well, it's like yesterday. I can't remember what we were doing, but we had to run out, and we skipped breakfast. So we're like, man, let's grab just something to eat. And I remember seeing on Instagram that Inside the Five, a brewery I used to work at, they had picnic tables out in the street because they shut down the street.
Right. I saw the city of Sylvania did that in a couple, I think. Yeah.
So I was like, I brought it up to Michelle. I'm like, hey, how do you feel about going to Inside the Five for lunch? And she's like, I didn't think you wanted to go to a restaurant. I'm like, well, let's at least just check it out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, let's drive by and let's see how busy it is. A bigger patio now than when I worked there.
Mm.
And actually, they have like a whole upstairs now, too.
Oh, really?
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw on the news they were talking about how they had that open, even though that's usually they said for like events, like banquets or whatever.
Yeah, like once upon a time, because when I used to be in the printing industry and deliver and stuff, I used to deliver to offices up there. But I know the dude who owns Inside the Five bought that whole building.
Yeah.
So he clearly booted everybody out.
Yeah, must have. It makes
So
sense
good for
for a
them.
place like that to have a private dining area, whether it's for like a wedding reception or a banquet of some sort. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Or now, that's just a whole extra dining area, which is awesome for them because that gives them the ability to have more people than they would normally be able to have without crowding it.
Right.
So, that's good.
But so we drove by and the patio was too busy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, like 6 picnic tables out there and there's no one outside.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let me just go inside and see what's doing. So I went to go in and talk to them, and they're like, yeah, we don't serve out there, but you can eat to-go food. And, it's Dora district, so I can take beer outside too.
Right.
So I was like, all right. So I grabbed the menu and we figured out what we wanted. And I just like, ordered some takeout and grabbed a beer, and we sat out for like 20 minutes waiting for the food. And I went in, grabbed another beer, brought the food out, and we sat there and ate. It felt good.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the first time that I've enjoyed a beer like I haven't had at my house.
Right.
And had like food, like fresh.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Like we get takeout, we'll get it delivered. It's like by the time it gets to you,
yeah,
it's just not the same.
Right. That's part of my reason for not.
Some of the best like food that I didn't make that I've had in a long time.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. That's why I haven't been big on the whole like DoorDash, Grubhub, any of those things, because it's like places like close to me. I know there's a good chance that food's just not going to be as warm or whatever, by the time it gets here. And
we've ran into like them forgetting stuff.
That too.
We get stuff we didn't order. Or
Yep.
But it was weird going in the restaurant because they had way less tables than when I was there, and all the booths have like full plexiglass walls between them now.
Yeah, I saw that. Again, they were showing on the news inside. I dug the plexiglass windows where they have like their logo on them and stuff too.
Yeah, it's not just like plexiglass. Yeah, at least it looks cool.
Yeah. It
So,
doesn't just feel like a
doing.
sneeze guard between the tables. It actually feels like a design element,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like what they're doing. I wouldn't eat inside though.
No, yeah.
And there was one table on the patio that if it was open, I would have been like, hey, we should get this table. Because it was kind of off and the cleanups was still kind of too close.
Yeah.
But honestly, what we did sitting out on the picnic tables they had, like I said, dude, it felt good. I was like, oh man, this is what I've been missing.
Especially with that being Dora, like that feels, for anyone who doesn't know, Dora means you can drink outside.
Yeah, it's a downtown creation area.
Yeah. So
which just means you can take beers outside with you.
Right, and not get arrested for open canister or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw, when I saw those picnic tables and stuff where they're set up, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I was like, I like that a whole lot better because then I feel like I'm kind of off. The only thing I wouldn't like about it is it's like, are they being cleaned?
Not that I could, because they didn't actually, like when I talked to the girls inside, they're like,
yeah.
but you can eat out there, so I doubt they're being clean.
Of course, my only concern, and it's funny because not as much for ew, this is dirty, as much as, like you don't know what might be on it. But
Yeah.
I guess really, if you're going to do that, the move then is maybe throw, a couple wipes in your, Ziploc or something and take them with you and,
Yeah.
wipe it down yourself real quick before.
But, dude, it was like a sliver of normal life, and it felt good.
Exactly. That's kind of my thing is I feel like we're all craving that, and stuff. So I can't be mad at people for wanting to go do this stuff. Like even the people that were out, like every restaurant we went by yesterday that was open was pretty busy, you know, and it makes sense. I mean, it really does. I understand it, man. I've said on here and I've told you how many times how much I want to, I wish there was a good solution for like us to still be able to hang out, but, still be safe. I saw up the street here, Pavlov's. They're putting a patio in.
I saw that too. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm just saying, no. But
well, it's one of those things where it's like it's starting to hit the point for me where I'm like, obviously I'm not going to be, I don't want to go into crowded areas or such like that.
Yeah.
But in certain instances, like you and I hanging out, going to a patio and having some beers.
Right.
I'm willing to take that chance.
I'm kind of that way too, and I know there may be people listening going, no, but I really do.
Yeah, it's just like I miss seeing my friends in real life, not on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
Like I even told that to Michelle. I'm like, I'm a big fan of you, but I miss other people.
Understandable, because it is, again, we're even us, the introverted amongst us, like me, it's like, we're still social to some extent, like I still miss some of it, even though I didn't go out and do a whole lot, like I said, I miss you and I occasionally, like, let's go have a couple pints or whatever it is, even if it's, whatever, let's go grab some dinner or something, just,
I mean, I would love you to come over, Brian, because I've got a array of whiskeys behind me that some of them I really want you to try.
Yeah, right. And I'm of course more than happy to try whiskey. So
yeah,
I know. It's what I said. I really think that's we're going to hit that even more as societies. I mean, obviously there's going to be an uptick in numbers.
There's going to be a spike.
I just don't see how there can't be,
especially because it's like we were just saying, you could tell people are just sick of it.
Yeah.
Because like even driving through my neighborhood, you're like, man, there's a lot of cars on the street, and you look over and there's like 30 people in a yard.
Yep.
You're like, oof.
Yeah. Do you know the one thing that made me laugh a little bit was in Ohio, I was looking at the things where they're like, this week you can this, that next week, blah, blah. And one of them was like that, gatherings and like wedding receptions. And it was like, you can have up to 300 people as long as you socially distance. And I'm like, where the hell are you having an event that you can socially distance 300 people well?
Yeah, how are we all going to do the electric slide?
Are we doing the no conga line? Yeah, 6 feet apart.
No conga line, exactly.
But I mean, I'm being serious. Like, can you imagine fitting 300 people into a place and trying to keep about 6 feet between most of the people?
No, yeah, good luck to you. Especially people start having a couple cocktails
and
all
too.
that, and they're hanging. You're like, hey, fucking Aunt Lisa, how are you been? No.
I was just like, what are you going to rent, like Fifth Third Field? Like.
I mean, I guess if you got that kind of scratch.
Right? I mean, you'd almost have to, though, because, I mean, I've been to wedding receptions with 300 people in good-sized venues, and it still feels kind of tight,
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying to... on top of that.
Right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like...
I'll guarantee you one thing. If anyone sends me a wedding invite right now, I will not be in attendance.
No, for sure not.
For sure not going to weddings. Unless it's via Zoom.
That's very important to me.
Yeah.
For me to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless it's like via Zoom or something, then But
Zoom. I'm sure there's people at Zoom weddings.
There's been plenty that have.
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, I'm not even going to look it up because I know it happened.
Well, even if this wasn't going on, with the coronavirus, there'd be Zoom weddings because
like Heno's wedding.
Yeah, I was going to say like Heno's wedding, so that way people who weren't there could still, you're not in attendance, but you kind of are, Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a weird Memorial Day weekend for me.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the
Because
things I found funny. It was on the news. They're like, blah, 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 3-day weekend, holiday. And I'm like, you do realize most people still aren't working, right? Like,
Yeah.
like most people are like me. It's like, yeah, it's another weekend.
I mean, I'm a big fan of 3-day weekend, I'll be honest.
You're working, though. So the difference, you know,
Yeah.
for you, it actually
it-
is a weekend, day weekend, you know?
It's like odd for me because, well, one, normally I'd be at my parents' cottage that they no longer have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two, I'd be just hanging out with like family or friends or both.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
I know. Yeah, exactly. But it's, you know, what are you
it's
going to
just
do?
a weird Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Boy, I'll tell you, there were a lot of people at the grocery store yesterday, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out in general this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Menards the other day because, I had to get a couple finishing touches for the fence.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and there's no carts.
Oh,
I even
geez.
asked the guy, I'm like, you guys just don't have carts? Or what's the situation here? The guy's like, oh, there's some out in the parking lot, but, the store's about full. It's like, really?
Wow. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's hot and sticky, but it's still a pretty nice weekend for people to get out and,
Yeah, like
do that
their
yard work.
gardening and whatever else.
Well, that was the other thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about, like, opening my window. Everybody and their mother in my neighborhood cut their grass yesterday, so.
Oh, so you got all the allergens in the air.
And on top of that, I'm out of my allergy medicine. So that's why I mentioned to you before we recorded, I had to take a Benadryl last night. That was why, was because from having the window open as long as I did, there was enough allergens and stuff that my eyes were burning, and I was like, man.
I mean, you should have probably drank double IPA.
That would have been the move. You're right.
I'm just saying.
I never think right. Yeah.
I know, right? That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you, Brian.
Yeah, that was certainly a terrible experience. But yeah, I have tomorrow to pick up my my prescription for my allergy medicine because when I was at the store to pick up groceries, I ran into the pharmacy real quick, and the girl was like, "There's like 6 people ahead of you. This is, it's going to be like an hour." So I was like, "Damn it!"
You're like, deuces, I'm out.
Yeah, if I was going to be shopping for groceries, I would have been like, "Cool," and just gone and done my shopping because that's going to take a while. So,
well, yeah, for sure.
But since we were just picking them up, they were already in the car, so it was like, "Yeah, I'm about to peace out." So,
yeah,
all right,
deuces.
I'll come back.
You like Tokyo Drift out of there?
Sure.
Because it's what you do.
One thing I did was while we were waiting, I was kind of keeping an eye on the wearing versus not wearing of masks going in. Because I've just been curious. I'm not going to, everybody can have their opinions and whatever. I'm not going to yell at anybody about wearing or not wearing them, but
right.
I choose to wear one. And, so I have those in finally. So I'm all ninja'd up because mine's all black.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I'm watching, and it was about 50-50. There was quite a few people with them and quite a few people without them. The one thing I definitely noticed is that most were not wearing them.
Really? I've noticed it's mostly been older people.
That's what I was going to say, is everywhere else I've been, and versus the older people going into the store seem to be wearing them. The middle of the ones where I think the ones where it really skewed the numbers were the, our age people,
Right.
Because those were real hit or miss. But a lot of the younger people walking in did not have one on. Or maybe they did, but maybe they didn't have it on before they went in the store or something. I don't know. I did see a few. I saw this one group of 3, I don't know, they had to be teenagers. They did not have masks on when they entered the building, but when they came out, they all 3 had one on. So
that don't make sense.
I was like, why wouldn't you strap up before you go in the store? That doesn't make
Well, I mean, certain stores require it too. Were you somewhere that required it?
Well,
Maybe they're like,
no.
"Hey, motherfucker, put this mask on."
No, because Ohio doesn't have that order. Michigan did. I don't know if we still do, but Michigan did have that order. If you go into a public place, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Although, in fairness, went up to the old liquor cabinet last weekend, and basically nobody walking in had one on. Not one
they're
person.
already preoccupied of getting hammered.
Yeah, and I'm not even exaggerating. I watched 25 people walk in the store. Not one of them had a mask. I saw no one coming out with a mask on.
I gotta say,
so
it feels odd walking into a liquor store wearing a bandana.
Yeah,
because I've done it. I did it on Friday.
Yeah.
There was something I was looking for, and I found it.
Right,
It's
money in the
delicious.
cash register.
Yeah, like it's a delicious bottle and all the money,
All the
those
money
20s.
and everything you've got in your wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
And I know it's basically the normalcy now, but
Yeah.
it still feels weird.
I wish my bank was open on the inside so I could walk in just once with a mask on in the bank because I just want that feeling.
I agree. Yeah, I'm down for that. That'd be cool.
Just one time, and that's it. Because I just want to know what it feels like to, or if there were some stagecoaches I could rob around here, but I haven't seen one recently. So
True.
yeah, and there's no trains close enough that I can, and my horse is in the shop, so it's just not coming together for me,
Yeah, it's all falling apart.
Right. I mean, I did rob a convenience store in Grand Theft Auto last night, so
Well, that's sick.
got the achievement for robbing all the convenience stores on the map now. So
Nice.
I didn't realize I only had one a long time ago.
Do you remember that you can wear your headset and yell at the people
Yes.
and they go faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I didn't have it on because everybody was sleeping in the house, and it'd probably be kind of weird for me to just be, with the...
What the fucking money in the bag?
No, I just use the old trick of, you just point your gun at their face and fire behind them.
Yeah, like break the shit behind them with
Yeah.
bullets.
Although the one time I did that, the guy moved as I did it, headshot, and I'm like, oh, man.
Like, shit.
Like, great. Yeah, I mean, I still got the money, but,
Well, yeah, I mean,
what are you going to do, right?
plus no witnesses now, so whatever.
Yeah. Wait, whoops. Yeah, because it wasn't like my guy was wearing a mask. You'd think in that game that they would do something like that to make it harder for you to be found or something, but...
Well, I mean, they do that in Red Dead,
Yeah.
When you do crime, I mean, you're incognito or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter in Grand Theft Auto. You're super easy to find immediately.
Yeah, I know. Weird.
Like as soon as while you're standing in there, the police start coming, which is garbage because I watched that guy's hands. He didn't hit no button. Nobody would know that I'm
right?
robbing that store.
Sons of bitches.
Jerks. Yeah.
I saw a Karen in the wild today, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It was actually when I was buying my delicious sweet corn.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I'll give her one thing. She had a point. The grocery store I was at has 2 lanes where the customers have to line up next to each other.
Oh, that's not real smart unless there's a garden between them.
Right, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'll give her the point that they should have had one of those closed.
Yeah.
But the way this woman went about it, like I was, the lady was cashing me out, and she's like, just interrupts. Excuse me, ma'am, can I talk to you for a second? And the lady's like, yeah, just 1 second, because she's cashing me out.
Yeah.
And then this lady just went off about how, how everyone's safe except her, and she would rather wait in line. And it was like, and the whole time the lady cashing me out was just like, oh, okay, thank you for your, yep, and just trying to, obviously end the situation.
First of all, why didn't the woman go find a manager? That's typical Karen behavior.
Yeah, I don't know if the lady cashing, because she just stepped up down here, so I don't know if she
okay.
was a manager.
Oh, all
just
right.
trying to lead
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I just and then after the lady finally walked away, I was just like, whoa, that's all the stuff I read about on the internet. But he's like, yeah, it's kind of fun when it happens in real life, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've said on here before, I'll say it again, is like, look, I get it. We're all frustrated. A lot of us are on edge. It's irritating, blah, blah, all this stuff. But it's like most are doing their best. And most of the time, the people working like that job, it's not their policy.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
don't be an asshole to them. Like ask for a manager. If the manager seems to give a shit, then ask for an up the ladder number, or go home, jump on Twitter or the company's website, and then complain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you don't have to be an asshole to somebody like that. That's just uncalled for.
I mean, it's like I'm pretty sure the lady that was cashing me out isn't like in charge of the whole situation there.
Bob grocery store. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it was I've seen it all, like, especially now the whole K word, quote unquote, which is ridiculous. Since the whole Karen thing's really amped up, I've seen a lot more videos of stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen it like that, or that I wasn't a part of customer service representative.
I was just gonna say
in my past.
Had it happened to me plenty of time. Although,
Yeah,
in fairness, I was very much the type that I'd be nice for a few minutes, and then, I mean, I did absolutely just walk away from a guy pulling the Karen move on me one time. So, and he was like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "You're yelling at me." I'm like, "I'm not going to stand here and let you yell at me. If you want to, I'll have a conversation with you, but I'm not going to let you just yell at me."
Yeah, right.
I'm making $8 an hour. That is not enough to stand there and let someone yell at me.
Yeah,
I'll walk out the door
first. Enough for this shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, stick it up your ass and walk out the door myself first.
Yeah, for sure, right?
But it's come on. Like I said, take it to a manager or a corporate level if there is one, or there's some higher up you can take it to that'll be a better way of dealing with that.
Yeah, instead of making a scene.
Right. Well, and the other side of that is this, like you said, they shouldn't be they should be a lane separating.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was leaving and I looked at what she was talking about, I was like, yeah, that's probably not how it should be set up.
Right. But when you act like that, it's you're less likely to get the change you hope for. And it's that, so many people still have the customers always right mentality, which is the biggest load of shit ever.
For sure.
And I never was one to subscribe to that. I didn't care if it would get me written up. I was like, no, if something's wrong, I'm not going to just give in because somebody's loud,
Right, exactly.
That was one of my favorite things about when we opened our shop was I was like, yeah, now I don't have to take any of this shit.
For sure.
I can just tell them to hit the bricks, But
I mean, even when I was loading up my Jeep, she came, an older lady.
Yeah.
And she was just bitching to him about it then because I could hear her.
Yeah.
And he looked like he wanted to just dive in front of a bus or
well,
something.
Because he's probably used to hearing these kind of conversations from her all the time.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Just, oh, man.
Yep. Yeah, and I bet that was the conversation all the way home, too.
I'm sure he's probably just kept thinking I should just jerk the wheel into oncoming traffic.
Just dive. Just go about 100 and just dive out and just let things happen,
I was speeding up and, Frank, what are you doing? Frank, and they just slowly unbuckles his seatbelt and just dives out the car.
Right. Never breaking eye contact with her the whole time.
Exactly. Just very slowly and deliberately hits that little red button. Takes it slowly off his shoulder.
Yep.
Opens the door, dives out.
Right. Takes his sunglasses off first,
Exactly.
That way she can see the look in his eyes.
Yeah, just the look of just death and defeat behind those freaking glazed over eyeballs.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, the old Karen in the wild.
Yeah, seriously, folks, please don't be that person. Again, there's nothing wrong with it like that. There was nothing wrong with her complaining about it. But, also, while a customer service person is trying to provide service to another customer, wait your turn.
Just step over.
Yeah, that person was doing a job at that time. Wait till they're done. Wait till it's your turn, then complain, because then they're going to be more likely to, first of all, actually listen to you rather than be half distracted by whatever they're doing.
Right.
But also, then you might get them to actually, call a manager over for you to talk to or whatever.
Should have just been like, bitch, can't you see I'm getting sweet corn?
Yeah. You should have. Yeah. Just be like, can you do this on mine?
Yeah. Why don't you back the fuck off?
Yeah.
You're totally killing the vibe down here.
Yeah.
Lane 5 had a cool vibe until you showed up.
Ruined it. Ruined.
Man.
Yeah. What are you going to do, right?
I don't know. What are you going to do? I got to say, despite the fact I put up a fence and I've been doing all this bullshit all weekend,
yeah,
it's been a great weekend.
Yeah.
I got up this morning, we went and got some coffee, stopped by the bakery, got a cinnamon roll.
Nice.
Bought the Sunday paper.
That's weird.
I sat out on my porch. I had like smooth jazz going. I'm reading the paper, drinking coffee. The dog's sleeping. I'm like, this is a great fucking Sunday morning.
Jesus, dude, are you 90 now?
That's how I felt. I'm like, I even put it on in line. I'm like, man, that's how I know I'm old. And truth be told, like, I honestly needed a paper because I also need stuff to like start my charcoal with. I'm out of newspaper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I like a Sunday paper, Brian.
All right, that's fair.
You know?
Mhm.
Although, and I should have remembered for once upon a time when I was a paper boy, I just got the paper from a gas station, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't get the ads, man. And I kind of wanted.
Oh, yeah. I don't
'Cause
know if they still put all the ads in the Sunday one, do they?
Well, they do, but if you remember, on the Sunday edition, at least our local newspaper, you get two bundles. You get the bundle of ads, and you get the bundle of
that's
paper.
right.
You're supposed to put them
forgot.
together yourself.
Yeah.
In hindsight, after I got home, I was like, oh, you know what? I think that dude had his ads in a separate pile. And if you wanted them, you take one, you know? Because I'm sure he was like, fuck that. I'm not putting all those papers
Which,
together.
I don't blame him. It takes a while to do that, you know?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, it does, man. So I just kind of like fucked myself there. Man, I'm just dropping F-bombs left and right.
Yeah. Well,
It is salty
it's
language.
salty language. It's fine. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
weird morning. I was just sitting there perusing the newspaper like, oh, the local bus company's got a deal with seagulls. Huh.
The way you know you're getting old is if one of the first things you look at is the obits, though.
It's funny. I flipped through them.
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm
I
packing
don't know
stuff.
why I did because I don't expect to see anybody I
Right.
know, but I did flip through them.
Well, when I'm packing stuff for eBay, I use newspaper for packing material, and occasionally, as I'm, pulling the pages out, I'll see this in obits, and I'll just kind of scan, be like, do I know any of these people, and
Yeah, look for a familiar face.
yeah, so
Well, because you never know. It might be like an old teacher,
right,
like an old customer of ours from our various
yeah,
customer service, whatever's.
right, or a nemesis, whatever, yeah, someone you're just waiting on.
You're like, finally, the plan came through.
Yeah. Excellent. Now I can move forward with the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, I always remember looking at my dad because he'd just sit there and read the paper in the morning. And I was just like, give me the comics, please.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted. Or the Toys R Us ad,
Right. Sure, yeah.
And now it's like, man, that was me. I flipped through every part of that paper.
Yeah. The sad
And I
part
read
now
some
is
of the comics. I was like, man, these are so much better when I was younger. These are garbage.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, and there's a whole lot less of them too. Or now, there's way less comics in the paper here. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it was a weird feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it felt nice.
Well, there you go. You just, subscribe to the Sunday paper and,
I kind of thought about it.
yeah, because that is an
I
option.
don't know how much, but at the same time, part of me kind of likes leaving and getting it.
Oh, okay.
Like, if I had a carry out, like, within walking distance, that'd be perfect. I'd be in there. I'd be every day. I'd be like, what's up, Ali? Or whatever the guy's name is that's running the place.
Joe, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? Double guns. You
Yeah.
know?
And he'll be like, don't forget the ads. He'd be like, ah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I almost did. I'd forget my head if it wasn't
attached. That would
attached.
definitely be my jam.
Yep.
I was even telling that to Michelle. I was like, man, instead of having two taco shops up the road, if we had a taco shop and a carryout, that'd be perfect.
Or a taco shop / carry.
I mean, that would be even better.
It's like I keep seeing again for going local here, but that Eureka Eatery, that I told you about with the like chicken sandwiches and all sorts of stuff.
Up
That's
in Monroe,
in
right?
Monroe, yeah. I follow them on Instagram. They keep posting pics of their food, and I'm like, man, I was like, because seriously, they're for anyone who's not aware, basically like the stuff that they serve looks a lot like it's straight from the Chick-fil-A menu. Like it looks like they just copied. But I've eaten there twice, and the food was so good. Like one time, I just got it was like a Greek bowl or something like that, and it was really good. And the garlic sauce they had on it was freaking amazing.
Nice.
Anyway,
butter sauce.
yeah. But they, I've seen them post that they're going to be opening their plan was, anyway, I don't know if it still is, was to open more locations. And I'm like, man, I bet none of them are closer to us. They're probably all going to be like around that area or up.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like, God, they need to move one down here so that we can go to it. Either that or at some point down the road, I'll just be like, hey, we should run up there and get some food. It's weird going into a gas station to get food, though. But
I mean, I've done it before, but
Yeah.
I was never impressed by the food.
Right, exactly. This food's actually decent. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering about is I wonder if they have someone outside or what, because like when I was there the last time, there were quite a few people standing for their food inside. And it was kind of gumming up the gas station or the convenience store a little bit because there were so many people waiting for food from there, you know.
Man, it's a good thing for those people then.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they look like
not
they were
for the
doing.
gas station people.
Yeah, they look like they were doing a pretty nice business then. So, yeah. But anyway,
Anywho.
yeah. So, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you noticed people in their Instagram stories post TikTok videos?
I'll be honest, no.
Oh.
Because I look at certain people's stories, and if I start like going too deep in some of the Instagram stories, I completely lose all interest.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
There's just
understand.
yeah.
It's like Snapchat was. Like when you start someone's thing and you're like, oh my God, how many of these did they
You're like,
post? Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly.
I just see so many people just sharing TikTok videos on there. And I'm always kind of like, I don't know. It's always weird to me. Like, and I get why people do it, but it's like, I don't know if you remember, for a long time, tons of people were posting like Twitter on Instagram. And I'm like, if I want to read those, I'll be on Twitter. Like,
Yeah. I
Quit
did
it.
notice that, especially when people are posting like their own.
yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Well, that too. I know a lot of times when people are doing that, you know, they're trying to, you know, make sure that they're getting the cross promotion and whatnot. But
You're talking just other people's posts.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird to me. Like,
I've noticed that on Imager a lot because I'm an Imager fan.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Oh, here's a Twitter dump," and it's all just funny tweets, and half of them I've already seen before.
Right. Same with Reddit. Reddit actually has a few. Well, I'm sure there's more than a few, but you know, like I think there's one or two subreddits I actually like. There's one I think that I subscribe to that it's like white people Twitter or something like that posts some just like a lot of the posts are like really white people shit, you know.
Right.
Like that I don't mind because that's more for, you know, just funny sake. But some of the other ones I'm just like, especially with the TikTok videos, and it's not even their own TikTok videos. It's just these random ones. I'm like, this isn't even funny. Like, why are you posting all these? You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Again, if I want to watch TikTok videos, I'll sign up for TikTok and watch TikTok
Don't do
videos.
it, Brian.
I'm not going to. I have no
Don't do
interest
it.
in it. No. In it.
Yeah.
At least until I can get my dancing down, you know. Then, no,
Never done.
it's not going to happen. I was just curious if it was just me. I just figured that's my, you know.
Well, I mean, it's appreciate funny memes and stuff. I do get annoyed when people just post that shit on their stories.
Yeah. I just,
Like,
you know what it
I
is?
have
Is like,
other avenues to look at this stuff.
that's my thing is like, I don't know. I know each of the social medias wants you to use their platform for everything, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's like, but I don't go on Twitter because I want to watch live videos, you know? I don't go on Instagram because I want to watch TikToks. If I go on Instagram, it's because I want to see like pictures, you know,
Right.
that's the point
Yeah.
of it. You know, I eat, you know, I go on Facebook because you know, promoting things like,
Because you want to get angry.
actually, I don't know. I actually think of the social medias now, Twitter makes me angriest of all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because so many people that weren't posting political shit post political shit now. And
jeez.
with the whole, you know, wear or not to wear mask debate and all this kind of stuff, it's really devolved from what it used to be. There's still plenty of jokes, but man, I gotta sift to find them. You know.
Well, that is unfortunate.
It is. I've actually found myself recently, I've been spending more time on Instagram looking at pictures than I have on Twitter reading tweets, unless I'm in like the DM rooms on Twitter, you know?
Well, I mean, you know, I've been an Instagram fan since day one.
Right.
Instagram for life.
Right. But yeah, anyway, I know it's just a symptom of, it's just one of those like me being old things. But like I said, I don't know. I like to just use the platform for what makes it special,
Right.
Oh well.
I mean, I totally get it because there's a lot of times I'm like, man, I wish we just had one social media.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, Q to W purposes, apparently I missed more Q to W answers last week. Because, when you have like 5 or 6 different ways to get them.
Yeah.
Not every baby turtle makes it to the sea.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Well, do you know what's sad? If we were getting hundreds and hundreds of responses, it'd be easier because you'd go, look, I can't possibly read all.
Yeah, for sure.
But when we're only getting like 6, it feels like we absolutely
exactly.
should not be missing any.
Some are on Facebook, and some are in email, and some are in Instagram, and some are Twitter, Twitter personal group, and so
Right.
it's like,
yeah, exactly. I know.
Yeah.
Yep. I know it does.
Like Dev nailed it when he said, "You guys need an intern." Like,
we do.
Fuck yeah, we
absolutely do. Have the intern comb all the stuff, and we've said it before.
God, that'd be amazing.
Anyone listening to the Salty Language social media intern, the position is wide open right now, and it pays absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, you just get paid in virtual hugs.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I can always Photoshop my head on something else.
Virtual hugs and TikTok videos, so you get paid in.
Yeah, you'll be able to subscribe to my exclusive TikTok and my OnlyFans.
Nice.
Here, speaking of,
Dude, I saw the craziest Instagram account actually, by the way.
Okay.
I gotta look it up. Yeah, I want to say it's called the Ghost Host.
Okay.
Ghost Host. I think it's Ghost Host 17. Let me Google this shit.
Weird. Sounds like a sex bot.
I mean, be better if it was.
I just at this point, honestly, on any platform I'm on, if the name ends in numbers, I assume it's a bot.
Fair enough.
Because from being on online dating as long as I was and different stuff, like every account that ends in numbers seems to be a bot. So, and now with Instagram, it's the same way.
Okay, well, I found this person's freaking Facebook. I want their Instagram though. Every once in a while, I like to comb through the user submitted stuff on Imager.
Yeah.
And it's like the newly submitted stuff because you see some bizarre ass shit on there sometimes.
That's true. You do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's fun because being on Imager have now, a lot of times you'll get these fucking sorry, I'm very distracted because I'm trying to log in. I'm trying to talk at the same time.
Oh my goodness!
I know. You got to do your part on in Imager and downvote the garbage.
Yes, much like Reddit, I do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do my part.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't appreciate it when so many comments I make on their stuff.
Right.
It's a little trolling every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw this ghost host lady, and she is a psychic medium.
Okay.
She's married to Michael Jackson's ghost.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm. And it's so annoying here that I used to be able to pull up just Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know. You should be able to pull it up.
I know, right? I'm maybe she took it down because it might have blown up because of Imager.
Oh, that's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was looking at her Instagram account the other day.
Yeah, because she might have got a bunch of negative messages or reported or who knows what. Yeah.
But this lady, and she's not very attractive. I don't like to be a judge.
Yeah, you do.
You're right. But she also does strip teases as well as psychic mediums.
Sure. That's a net.
But yeah, she said he's a ghost, or she's married to the ghost of Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
She has a podcast where she does, one of them she had 5 different celebrity ghosts on it, including Kurt Cobain, Michael Jackson, Anna Nicole Smith, Marilyn Monroe.
Wow.
And then she posts all these like sexy quote unquote sexy images of her, like, oh, this is what I'm going to be wearing tonight on my whatever cast. And
Sure.
what the fuck is wrong with people, Brian?
I'm not going to lie. When you told me the other part, like, if this was structured in a person playing a character kind of podcast, I might be in, because it might be really good. But if this is someone doing this seriously, yeah, wow.
Well, the problem is she's making money on it.
Well, yeah.
Because like I have this screen cap right here that says it's from Instagram, of course. It says chat with Michael Jackson the Ghost through me, channeling for $3 per minute.
That's not
He's
bad.
on right now.
I mean, that's pretty cheap.
And then a link, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then someone posted, because she posted an earlier, this is the one that caught my eye, an Instagram thing that said that her and Michael Jackson broke up. Because Paris Hilton tweeted that she dreamed of Macaulay Culkin in a jumpsuit. And this knew that her ghost husband made that happen because of how much he liked Macaulay Culkin. So she broke up with him over this.
Well, I mean,
Right? So this guy tweets
wow.
or Instagram messages her like, hey, I thought you guys broke up. She says, yes, we did, but we're working together professionally.
Well, yeah, because it'd be a shame if she couldn't still monetize, knowing Michael Jackson's ghost.
It would be a shame.
So what needs to happen is someone else needs to start something and claim that Michael Jackson's ghost is coming on there to tell the true story of her and his relationship.
Maybe we should do that. I just can't get over how crazy some people are.
Now, in fairness, the money she's making, I'll bet you most people doing it are probably like, hey, this is entertaining, or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like one of the things I saw, because, once I saw this Instagram account, I went down the rabbit hole.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would too.
And and it kind of made me feel bad. Because she was like, oh, I had a great show on my Stripcast, because I can't remember what the website was, rim.com or something.
Right.
And he's like, I made $1.70.
Oh, dude.
And it just made me feel bad for her.
Oh, I would say not be bragging the amount that I made.
No.
Like, no matter what the amount was, even if I made $10,000, I wouldn't be publishing it,
No, of course not. Well, IRS don't need to know that.
Well, I was just mean nobody's business, really, but...
Oh, that too, I guess.
Yeah, but you certainly don't want the man,
Oh, hell no, Brian.
Yeah. That's,
That's...
Now I kind of want to listen to her
recommend-
podcast because I kind of want to. I kind of want to hear this.
I think it's called. I think it's called "Scared to Death" podcast.
Okay.
Maybe
You have a link for the show notes to like her Facebook and thing.
yeah. I can link her Facebook.
Well, if
account,
nothing
I guess.
else, I was going to say link it for me because if I can find her podcast, maybe I'll listen to it and then report back next week.
Okay, if I can't find the podcast,
Because it seems like something I should do.
Yeah, let me do a quick goog. Scared. Oops. Anyone who watches this video can see how I can't type in that moment there. Jesus.
Yeah, you're pretty terrible.
Well, I have this little Bluetooth fucking keyboard, and I got big dumb hands. So,
Yeah,
what are you
I
gonna
understand. That was the way I was when I got my last Mac. Was the keyboard for it was basically a laptop. I mean, it's literally a laptop type keyboard. They're about the same size, right? So every time I went to type on it, wrong spot basically, and took me forever to get used to it because I had never really had a laptop. So my hands were used to the full size keyboard, Now
Right.
I've been using a laptop and that other keyboard for so long that when I did have to use a full size keyboard, I was like, nah, all over it. I was a mess again. So it's very weird.
I gotta hold on. I realized this Scared to Death podcast that I thought was hers is actually someone that they posted the shit making fun of her. So I have to go to my Instagram account because.
All right. Well, while you're doing
I
that,
couldn't pull it up. I'm like, Jesus, this lady. Let's see here.
Well, while you're doing that, here I'll move us to something new. How's that?
Good idea.
All right. So, did you see the news about Rogan going to Spotify?
Yes, I did.
Oh boy, like a big old $100 million contract for his podcast to be exclusive on Spotify.
Right.
Which, good for Joe Rogan. I'm all, I have nothing bad to say about that. And because of Joe Rogan, a lot of people know what the hell a podcast is, so I can't hate on him too much or anything. But
Truth.
And luckily, I didn't read if it's only for Spotify Premium, but I can't imagine it would be. I figured Spotify's just being very aggressively, they're just trying to become the #1 podcast platform. And I think they've got a legit shot at it unless Apple really makes some move,
Right.
Because so many people use Spotify, regardless of what phone they use,
Yeah, for sure.
As a result, it's it makes sense. A lot of people were probably already listening to Joe Rogan on Spotify. So why not keep the content there if you're Spotify? I could totally understand that.
I mean, I know that, it was hey, I'm going to Spotify because YouTube keeps censoring stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, $100 million too.
Right.
I'm sure that might have helped make that decision.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, like I said, good for him. I wish, all of us could have that kind of windfall, or at least some windfall. But
The only thing I have to say that kind of bugs me about it is because I'm a Joe's podcast, and I know I've heard him in the past talk about how Spotify doesn't treat their artists right.
Yeah, they don't.
And
yeah,
exactly. And I know he's I know he's talked about it,
right?
And how the artists don't get paid enough money and blah 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 blah. But here he goes.
Well, yeah, because it is different. Well, I guess really the way he argued that would probably be well, they're giving me a ton of money up front, whereas Spotify and dimes you basically usually. So, because not very many people have Taylor Swift pull, because with Spotify, she was I feel like you should pay me more because basically I'm Taylor Swift, my catalog will make you a crap ton of money on ads. You should give me a large percentage of that.
Right.
And
she's
she's not wrong, So Rogan, from the podcasting world, Rogan's one of the few kind of pull.
Yeah.
If
definitely.
they did it with Marin, they could do it, or Hardcore History probably could, or This American Life, those kind of, the ones that just get massive amounts of downloads. Like us, we'd get signed to whatever they put in front of us, and we'd have probably no real negotiating power.
I beg to differ, Brian. The power of salty language is evident everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
But, yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's my only hang-up is I've heard talk shit about Spotify before.
Well, and so, because they really do not pay. I forgot what the amount they pay per, stream. It was I think I talked about it on here with, Corey Taylor talked about, YouTube and how they pay people. That they, even with, Slipknot gets, 1 million streams on a new song, and they get, a couple $100 or something like that.
Right.
And it's and they're Slipknot, Banjo, or dang it, I forgot the name of the group already. Shit. What was our imaginary folk band? Do you remember?
Oh, Banjolele?
Was it Banjolele?
Was.
Seemed right. Okay, yeah. So anyway, no, that's not right. That can't be right. Banjolele, there you go, yeah.
Because I was going to play the mandolin,
yes.
you were going to play the banjolele.
Yeah, there you go.
Together we were Banjolele.
There it is, okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah, we wouldn't get this, so. Unless we had the negotiating power of salty language behind it, then of course we'd sway things.
I mean, look out, frickin', I don't know, some big arena.
Yeah,
arena.
Some big
Here
arena.
Comes Banjolele.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to rent out an arena when you generally only draw about 5 people and they're all your parents.
Shut your whore mouth.
We're playing to a lot of ghosts.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Michael Jackson's ghost told us to rent out the place. He said him and all his friends will be here.
By the way, I'll have to send you the link to her Instagram account because for some reason I couldn't pull it up on my browser, but I can pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
And I Googled her podcast. I can't seem to find it.
Damn it. All right. Well, I'll do some work. I'll see if I can
try
find
not
it.
to be too distracted by all the sexy pictures, Brian.
I'll try.
Try to keep it professional.
I'll do my best, but I make no
All right.
promises.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
Right.
Mean, just me looking right now, I almost was like, we got to finish this. We got to stop, Brian. I got to go take care of this.
Right, yeah. We got to finish because I got to finish. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. While we're on like YouTubes and all that kind of stuff, did you see there was it was going around quite a bit this past week. Did you see the guy that started the YouTube channel called Dad How Do I?
Oh, yeah. I did hear about that.
He lost his dad when he was younger, I think, or whatever. So how to do a lot of basic plumbing and different stuff like that. So he started a YouTube channel with all that kind of stuff on it. And I was like, that's a really cool idea because there are a lot of people out there who do not have that knowledge,
You are correct.
Honestly, I grew up with a dad, but my dad didn't do a lot of plumbing. My dad's specialty was cars. That if it had to do with a car, he could take care of it. Plumbing, he usually had someone else come in and do it. So
right.
So there's certain things I wouldn't know how to do. Like if I had to put a toilet in myself, I wouldn't know how to do it without a YouTube, instructional or someone helping me. But I thought, go ahead.
I gotta say, I pulled up his YouTube account.
Yeah.
And his video he put up a week ago is how to fix most running toilets.
Yeah.
If in the beginning of this toilet video, if he doesn't say, "Is your toilet running?" you better go catch it.
Because he should have dad jokes in every one of them.
He should have dad jokes, exactly.
He needs a team of writers to make sure there's dad jokes in each one, Now, what would be funny is if it was like how to fix a thermostat was one of them, and then the video is him just going, "Don't touch it." Like I've got him right where I like it.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It'd be a great kind of trolly dad joke video.
Yeah, that would be fucking incredible. That's what he did.
But I'll have a link to his channel in the notes and stuff, though, because like I said, I thought it was actually, it's a good service for people, yeah,
no, it really is. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that their dads went to go get cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah, or I mean, like in my family, I was fortunate that I had an uncle who was an electrician / plumber. So, like I said,
best of both worlds.
I know, yeah, and so for a long time, if we had anything in those worlds that needed done, we just call him, he'd come over and take care of it, kind of a thing. So, so my dad didn't really do that, and I didn't really learn a lot from my uncle because, honestly, I mean, he was a nice guy and everything, but he was also a huge bigot, so I had a hard time being around him a lot.
That's fair.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. The link will be in the show notes. I just thought it was kind of fun or cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this guy basically distilled what YouTube is.
Yes.
Because I've learned so much shit off of YouTube, but it takes me a while to find the proper video. I should watch one. I'm definitely going to watch the toilet running one because if he doesn't make that joke, he failed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I'll have to check out his videos just see how he goes about it.
Yeah. Because I'm with you. I'm the same thing. Like, my biggest use of YouTube is basically this kind of thing. Like, how to fix something or how to do something. That's usually what I use YouTube for, Like, I'm not going to lie. I used YouTube yesterday to find out where the hell the power button is on my PlayStation.
That's fair. I totally get that.
Because there's nothing that says power that you push. It's an unlabeled, because they wanted a clean design. Yeah. And where I thought it was, I'm like, why isn't this doing anything? And I didn't realize you have to push like all the way on the very edge of where it is. Because I was trying to, because you can rebuild your database for your PlayStation. It's supposed to help it run better. And I've had mine for a while now and downloaded a lot of stuff. And, it kind of gums it up. So rebuilding the database doesn't delete anything, but it's supposed to, kind of clean things up.
It, basically.
Yeah, basically. I will say this for anyone out there, if you have a data cap, be careful doing it though, because what it's going to do is, games you don't play regularly, basically don't do the auto download updates. after a while.
Right.
Like, if you haven't played the game in X amount of time, I don't think it checks for updates anymore. But when you rebuild the database, it runs through all your games and checks for downloads. So that I didn't know of, and while it was rebuilding, I just had it on standby. And when I started it back up, I'm like, oh man, how many games did it download something for? Because I had all these notifications, installed, and I'm like, oh no. So be aware of that, because nothing I read said that.
Your data cap's in the corner, curled up, crying.
Probably, and I got like 3 weeks before it, resets. So I may not be able to watch anything for the rest of the month. I'll have to check.
That's all right. You got plenty of games.
Yeah, right. I mean, I really do. But I just end up probably.
Did you see what came out Friday, Brian?
I don't know. Did I?
Saints Row the Third remastered.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
I almost thought about picking it up just
Really?
because I enjoyed Saints Row the Third so much.
That game was so much better than Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
Saints Row 4
was fun, but
yeah.
the third was like the pinnacle.
The third one was a lot of fun, and co-op in that was really fun too. I don't think I played co-op in 4, but the co-op in 3 was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of thought about it too when I saw they were really, and I was like, I'm looking and it's like, I literally have my Xbox 360 still, and Saints Row 3 there.
Yeah, but Brian, it's remastered.
Yeah.
And I think it has all the DLC.
Well, I had all the DLC because the version I bought came with all of it.
Oh, well, fair enough.
So I didn't have to worry
like
about that.
I think it was like $39. If it was more in the $20
Yeah.
range, I probably would have bought it. But I was like, I don't feel like paying that much for a game I already beat.
That's my thing. I don't really like playing. Now, it's a Final Fantasy remake because they literally have changed things in the game, and it's not exactly but if they were just like, here's exactly the same game, but we improve the graphics a little bit, basically, I'd be like, I'm not spending $40 or $60 on this,
Yeah, exactly. Here's Bubble Bobble 2020. Like, oh, sick.
I won't buy it unless it's over $7 worth it. So.
Well, I mean, Bubble Bobble is amazing. To be honest here.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you.
One of the best games ever.
I will keep an eye on it. I put it in my wish list though, because I'll keep an eye on it. So if it goes on sale, I might jump on it.
Yeah, same here, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't necessarily mind another playthrough of it. It was always fun to pick up and play. So
that's kind of where I was at. Is when because I didn't know it was coming out until I saw about it actually.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And just watching the video made me go, God, I kind of feel like playing a silly game like that.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's all it is. It's just something to throw in every once in a while and just be silly.
Yep. That's true. There was a lot of really silly stuff in there, even though within the context of playing the story mode, the stuff just was ridiculous. The fourth one, I feel like they kind of lost some of that.
They jumped a shark.
Yeah. Like
when you're in like the Matrix and you have superpowers and.
Yeah. Because you literally gain superpowers almost right away. And the other one, you only get certain things. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. Once you get to that certain level of imperviousness in the third one, you're untouchable, basically.
Yeah.
But, like you don't even care if the cops are coming because they can't kill you. So.
Apocafist, though.
And
right?
Apocafist, yeah. Or running around with the dildo bat,
Yeah. The old dildo bat.
Just something special about that.
Which platform did they change it into a tentacle?
Oh, I don't remember.
Or was that the fourth?
Oh, shit, I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember, because I remember it was like a controversial thing, so they made it a tentacle.
Disappointing. They should have left. In fact, what they should have done was made it even bigger.
Yeah, bigger and veinier.
They should have made it, well, that should have been the name of the sequel, but they should have hit like a Darth Maul lightsaber.
Damn right.
Make it like a bow staff.
That should be our tagline: salty language, bigger and veinier.
Yikes! Oh man,
We get that on a T-shirt with all kinds of like veins popping on the shirt.
It's the salty gains, bro. Bigger and veinier.
Salty gains, bigger and veinier.
It's our workout program.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, speaking of bigger and veinier, did you see what Netflix announced this week?
Oh, geez, I have no idea.
Oh,
What?
they announced that basically if you haven't used your YouTube your Netflix subscription and I forgot what the time frame on it was. If it was 6 months, that basically they're going to start like canceling subscriptions.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? What's the thought process behind this?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because at first you'd be like, why wouldn't you just keep taking that free money? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's literally what it is to them. Let me mute this site real quick. Let's read this real quick. Netflix is planning to purge its service of subscribers before it's wiped. Where is it? They will begin canceling the accounts of users who have not watched anything on the platform for a year since they joined, as well as anyone who hasn't used the service in 2 years. The company said it will begin sending these subscribers emails and in-app notifications this week, giving them the chance to keep their accounts active. If they don't receive a response, those accounts will be automatically deactivated.
That is pretty interesting.
Yeah. It looks
especially considering I'm sure there's accounts they're just charging for.
Yeah, that's it looks like you're gonna have some time though. So like if you want to like reactivate in a month or down the road, like you'll have like 10 months after before you're
It seems oddly responsible.
Yeah. That's what I was looking. It says, where is it? I don't know. Like it's small accounts. You know, so the only other thing I could think of would be like maybe it frees up something on their servers, or
That could be. Maybe it opens up a little bit of bandwidth or
yeah,
something.
maybe it makes things better for everybody else. I don't know. It doesn't say in the article, but I like I said, my very first thought on it was like, well, that's weird. It's like a gym going, hey, bro, you haven't been here in 6 months. We're going to cancel your membership. There's no way in hell.
Clearly, you're not interested in getting bigger in Veinier. So we're just going to cancel.
Right. Now, see, if Netflix had pushed this as a way of like, hey, we're here for you. Now more than ever, everyone needs to save money. So we're going to make sure you're not going to just throw away your money on a subscription you're not using,
Yeah.
But that's not the case. They're just getting rid of them. I don't know why for sure. So, pretty weird. Yeah,
I would get it if there was like, all right, hey, you 10 people that we still mail DVDs to, you're done.
Oh, damn it. Then my account would get suspended. No, I'm kidding.
But just, it just seems weird that the people that they're just arbitrarily every month collecting money from, there's got to be a thought process behind it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
There's no way it's Netflix just going, hey, we're good people.
Yeah. Well, and especially because they said part of this was like presented to the to their investors, and an investor would be like, wait, how many accounts are we talking here? Because that affects the bottom line.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like, I don't care how many actual users you have. What I care about is subscribers.
Yeah, for sure.
And don't mistake the two for the same thing, because people who pay for it but don't use it. So,
yeah.
Like, let's just
People,
maybe
for
leave them
sure,
alone.
people that use it don't pay for it too.
Yeah, exactly. Like if that were the case, a little more I could see it. If they were like, hey, we're going to start cracking down on, people who share accounts and whatnot.
Yeah, like we noticed your IP address is for sure not where you say you are.
Yeah. We noticed that there's 19 people logged in with your account at the same time.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure that's not okay.
Like, we don't agree with 42 people watching the, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt at one time on your account.
Yeah.
This has got to go.
Right, exactly. So, yeah.
That is something.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost seems like good guy Netflix, but I kind of feel like they're up to something.
Right.
I just don't trust it.
Yeah. I think that's just how we're conditioned now, is you just can't,
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think that is kind of how we're conditioned.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, clearly they're up to something.
Yeah, exactly. You said, it's like, there's no good guy Netflix. Stop it, So,
Yeah, like,
Indeed, sir.
Things that make you go,
Huh? Oh, yeah.
So, man. Bro, My neighbors,
Mm.
like I've been, interacting with them a little bit more. Like, I don't know if I mentioned it here when my fence got dropped off, they helped me move it and stuff into my yard. They're good dudes, right? The guy next to me and the guy next to him. They went hard last night.
Yeah.
Like, they typically just make a fire and drink beers and just bullshit into the night.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to bed at like 11 something. I took the dog outside, and I could hear them out there talking. I heard the fire crackling. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. They're both not working because quarantine shit.
Yeah, right.
So fast forward to me waking up this morning. I'm just like, oh man, I look like out through slit eyes looking, and the sun's like starting to like turn pink and stuff,
Yeah.
And the one thing the one dude does, he's always goes, woo wee. I don't know why, but he does. I hear it all the time.
All right.
And I fucking heard that noise. And then I'm like, what? And I could hear him out there talking still. And so I grabbed my phone. It was like 5 something in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, these motherfuckers are still awake. So when I was out there demoing fences and stuff, I didn't see either one of these dudes today.
Yeah.
Right? There was a very impressive pile of beer cans littered around the fence between their yards. So they stayed up until the sun came up drinking, and I assume they've been just out all day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense, though. I mean, you got to recharge,
I guess. I just don't have that in me anymore.
Sure you do. You just don't
and
have
these guys, like the one dude's probably about my age. The other guy's for sure older.
Yeah.
But man, like the beer cans was like, it was like, our bachelor party type of pile of beer. It was impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Wow. That's impressive. Ooh.
It's been a long, long time since I've like had an evening like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever really plan on having another evening like that.
Sure you do.
I say I don't intend on planning it. Because sometimes you don't plan shit. It just happens.
Right, it just happens, exactly. Yeah.
Which I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I can't imagine how that feels. I can. I've been there.
Yeah, terrible is probably how it feels.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was kind of impressed. The only thing I know is when I was out there grilling dinner, someone was awake because all the beer cans were gone.
Oh.
But I still didn't hear or see either one of them all day today, which is very unusual.
They were probably under the beer cans.
Maybe, yeah.
You just hear a bunch of cans rustling, and you see them both stand up.
Basically like wearing the beer can ghillie suits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good disguise at a bachelor party.
What do they call those things? Redneck wind chimes? It's a bunch of Bud Light cans hanging from like a fork or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was...
Majestic.
It was something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the last time I saw anything like that sort of debris in the yard from drinking was like when I was in Mexico. And I got up the next morning and looked over the balcony, and there's just empty booze bottles everywhere from the people below.
Right.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh, wow. I'm just glad they're not assholes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. They're good dude, and like the other house next to me is vacant. It's for sale, so I'm hoping decent people move in there eventually. But yeah, it's just wow. That's all I can say. It's wow.
Well, yeah. Hopefully they wake up.
I don't know. Sorry, I was just a complete gear shift there.
Yeah, people here, the only thing that's been going on here is, there were fireworks last night. So.
Right.
Because
you'll have that.
Why wouldn't there be? Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
Nothing. Hey, do you remember me telling you how Michelle's boss wanted us, her and I, to come over for a social distance dinner?
Yeah.
Like you had 2 sets of patio furniture and all that.
Yeah.
We're going tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? And I'm like, I'm like, well, what should we bring? Does he like beer? He doesn't like beer. He likes whiskey, but I'm like, I gotta work.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I knew what he was into and what he had, I would buy a bottle and be like, this is for you.
Right.
But at the same time, I also don't want to drop that kind of cash because I know the guy can afford his own bottle of whiskey.
Right. Till you get over there and, They just want to play a bunch of games in the hot tub. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Of Letterkenny.
You're right. Down there in Minica. But apparently he's a big fan of reverse searing steaks, and that's what we're having.
Oh, all right.
So I can't wait for that, because that's a technique I haven't done yet myself.
Right. Yeah, that should be interesting.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll fully report on it next week.
Right. Now, is he going to be offended if you just, drop trow and just have your way with that steak?
I mean, I'm sure he fully expects it. I already look like a goddamn savage.
Yeah.
So he's met me before.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because apparently some people consider that rude. I don't get it.
I mean, jeez.
It's an ultimate compliment to the how you prepared the meat.
Yeah, how am I supposed to show the chef that I respect his skills if I don't make sweet love to the meal?
Right. A full mount of the steak.
Yeah, exactly. It's full mount, slow grind.
Exactly.
Direct eye contact.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they know you care,
Yeah. You don't look through them. You don't look past them. Direct eye contact.
Right to their soul.
Yeah, for sure. As you're making sweet, sweet love to that plate of steak.
That's right.
Yeah. The sweetest of love.
Of course. Yeah. And of course, you real quick pull up some, oh my God, I can't think of his name now. Wow. Barry White on your phone.
Oh, absolutely. I'd have it set up on my an Alexa, and I'll just bring a dot with me and I'll plug it in real quick.
Yeah.
So I could be like, Alexa, sweet love making time.
Alexa, play my sweet love making playlist.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like me to dim the lights? Absolutely.
Of course. Would you like me to slap your ass?
Definitely.
Yeah. Please do. Everyone's just looking around at you in horror. Like, what the hell? Like, you shouldn't have called me over for a steak dinner unless you were intended for me to have a steak dinner.
Am I right or am I right?
This is how it's done. Oh, man.
I mean, I do enjoy the old Alexa things you can do. Because when I first bought the stupid Doomba that I have, I don't know if I talked about this. I can't remember. I had it all queued up, so it was something like, "Oh God, it's from the future." Like, Alexa, it's from the future. I can't remember what the keywords were, because Michelle's like, "What are you talking about?" And then it just queued up Terminator music.
Right.
Dun 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 dun. And then the robot starts. It's fun doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's great to be a 41-year-old child.
Right. Yeah.
If you only knew the nonsense that happened in his house sometimes, right?
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah. Tis.
That's what it's all about. Just acting like a big man child.
I mean, within reason.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not wearing a giant oversized diaper. I don't have a bonnet on. I'm not
not at the moment.
Someone change me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those people should probably just be put to death.
Well, I'm not here to judge on that, but
I am.
All right. Oh man.
I try not to judge other people's,
Don't yuck their yum. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't that's a great way. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. I don't try to yuck other people's yums, but at the same time, when you hear about stuff like that, you're like, bro. So you need, does that big ass rattle go in someone's butt or something? Or no, I just shake it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could, but
I guess.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a rattlesnake.
I thought you were just going to say, look, I'm a rattle.
You're in danger. Shooka, shooka, shooka.
Yeah.
Shooka, 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 shooka.
That better be a martini you're making in there. Not really. No.
Shit.
Yikes.
Yeah, the old social distance dinner tomorrow. That should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely have to let us know how that goes.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yep. So, I that's all I got, man. I don't have a whole lot this week. So
No, I'm actually about tapped out myself.
all right. Well, let's do some Q the W's. You want to read the ones you missed first? Jump into the others.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me pull this shit up.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
Terrible.
All right. So last week was the what services do people pay for that aren't worth the price, or price of service.
Hmm.
And Dev just simply said on the Instagrams, the rub and tug.
Right.
I mean, is it though? I don't know. I've never partaken, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know that's something I can just. I'm already a black belt, so I don't know.
Well, I think maybe that's part of why it's not really worth it,
Not really worth the time.
Because, like,
or
if
the
they go,
effort.
would you like a happy ending? You could go, no, I just need a towel, and just finish yourself, because you've already got all the Earl all over you. So,
I got this, bitch.
yeah. Like, no, but I want you to watch.
Look in shame.
Do you have a steak? Yeah.
But that's, as far as I know, that's all the answers from last week now.
All right.
As far as I know.
Until someone lets us know that you missed another one.
I know, right? That's been like, now it's going to just make me paranoid. Someone just be like, you missed one. I'm like, oh shit. And I didn't actually miss any.
Right. All right. Last week we asked a question that I can't remember. I think it's like, what is it? Like, what question do you hate being asked, or something to that effect?
Yes.
I know that's not exactly it. Oh, here it is.
Was like, what question do you not like people asking you? Pretty close, Brian.
Okay, I was pretty close. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you have any?
I do. On
right.
Face page, we got Valerie. She says, when you're going to get married / have a kid / finish school.
Seriously. The first two especially. The third one I never really got, but the first two, geez, I'm crow. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, which, started a whole conversation.
Yeah.
But then we got Philip. He says, oh, so you work for a brewery. So do you just get to drink beer and hang out all day then, right?
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
Much like with us at the video store, people always were like, oh, you just stand around watching movies all day, It's like, yeah, no, exactly. I don't actually, but thanks. I wish I did.
And then on Instagram, Ryan, we got sunflower.learning. Giveaway on my page. I'm going to reply. This is a terrible answer. Okay, replied. All right, and then Crumpets and Cheese, who's Megan from Screams and Moans.
Right.
I hope that wasn't her personal account.
Whoops.
She should know I'm reading it.
Yeah.
She said, one I just discovered this past week, unsolicited DM. So where do you live?
Ooh, hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for an unsolicited DM, that's about as innocent of one as you can have, even though it's still not okay. Like, don't ask people where they live in their DMs. That's not okay. Like, no. Also, don't tell people where you live. Like, if you want to give them a state or something, that's one thing. But seriously, don't tell them the city you live in generally. Yeah. And like, guys, if you're listening, seriously, don't ask women where they live, because all that is them going, creep.
Yeah, that is awfully creepy.
Yeah.
Do you have bushes that I can conceal myself in?
Yeah. Right? Don't worry about it. I'll bring my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I live in an apartment on the 5th floor. Do you have a patio?
Yeah, I have an extension ladder.
Or a fire escape. They're just in like a suit that looks like 2 or 3 bushes just standing on a tall ladder outside your window. Totally blending in.
Do you know how unsafe it is to descend from an extension ladder when you have one lubed up hand?
Could be fast though.
It could be. Just that one side.
Yeah. Well, you just real quick and then just slide down,
Yeah, this is like you're one of those pro firemen or
yeah.
Whatever.
And hope the lube lasts and it doesn't just completely catch your hands on fire.
Yeah, for sure. The old boner looking like the pointer on The Price is Right spinning down the runs.
Ouch. Oh, man.
Well, sometimes you gotta make that quick,
Ouch.
quick getaway.
I mean, I think the move there is if you can spin around real quick, you know,
That's true.
that way you're not.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yikes. Otherwise, man, that's gonna be a rough week after that from the chafing.
Well, that'll leave a mark.
Yeah, yikes. On the ladder, oh.
Ew.
Probably not. All right, so what else?
But that's
Yeah.
all I got over here on my end.
All right, well, on Twitter, our pal Big Dev, the question he doesn't like is what I want for Christmas/birthday gifts. Short of buying me butt plugs and or dildos, I will appreciate anything you think is a good/great/neat gift. I don't want to
Now
dictate.
I know what Dev's getting.
I don't want to dictate what I think our relationship is worth.
I'm gonna get him a 2-for-1 dildo/butt plug.
Well, I mean, really, couldn't any dildo be a butt plug? I mean,
it's true. It depends how brave you are, I guess.
as long as it's got something on the end to stop it from, disappearing up there,
Right?
like some
Like
sort of
like a lawnmower pull cord.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a hook or something,
Hook.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
like if you're going into a cave, you tie something off. That way, if you have to climb back out.
Yeah.
So, same with a butt plug, I assume.
Heck, I've
I don't
never
know.
seen a dildo with canary on it. What is that for?
Can't be too safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
All right, Dev.
Well played.
Prepare your stocking.
And your anus, apparently.
You have a hard time explaining this to Mama, Dev, when you open up your Amazon box in the living room or whatever.
Yeah. It's a bong.
That's how you play it off.
A double-ended bong? And a canary?
And a canary.
And a
I don't get it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
And 50 feet of paracord.
I love that it had to be 50 feet. It wasn't like 10 feet. Like, how far up is this thing going? Or is he just hanging?
I don't know. I don't know what he's into.
All right. I was like, what is Dev like a mobile now? Or, like you hang above a baby or something?
I mean, it worked for David Carradine.
I guess. Oh, that's a different kind of Tony.
Oh.
Yeah. Now we're sad again.
Are we?
Nah, you're right.
I mean, I feel pretty good still.
All right. Well, that's all we got for this week then, as far as that goes. So now, as soon as my Google Docs loads up, number 1 through 22.
Oh, geez. Let's go 7.
I got to dig some more of these out.
Talking about dildo butt plugs again.
Yeah. So the one I have on here is, what's a popular song you hate? I feel like we've done that before, haven't we?
I feel like we've done that before too.
Okay, well, let's skip that. So, actually, there's one above it that was what's an unpopular song that you love, but I think, I feel like we've done those before. So, all right, pick again. 1 through 20.
Well, God damn it, we'll do 15.
15? All right. Speaking of butt plugs, what's something you tried and never imagined you'd enjoy?
This is an easy one for me.
Butt plugs with 50-foot cords?
Exactly. On escargot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then when I was down in Florida once, because I was told they needed to try it, and it was actually pretty delicious.
Oh, wow.
Texture is a little fucked up, but it was pretty tasty.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I guess you cook anything in butter and garlic, it'll be amazing.
Man, I don't know. Because for anyone answering, it doesn't have to be a food or drink type option. Literally anything like you loved, jumping out of a plane or something, whatever.
Well, for sure, right?
You know what it is?
What's up?
Positive thinking.
Really? I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, because think about it. For the longest time, I was always like, whenever somebody'd be like, positive, and I'm like, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
and or within the same realm, meditation. You know,
Oh yeah.
Because I've found, you know, that both have really kind of helped me, you know, soothe my inner beast when it comes to like my temper and stuff. So, because you know, I never liked being the like fly off the handle at anything kind of person. So I actually like now that most of the time I give things the benefit of the doubt, or I at least try to see another side of things before I'm just, you know, flipping tables, you know.
Yeah, I think meditation's a huge fix for that.
I actually feel like meditation's going to be my answer instead of positive thinking. I feel like because positive thinking I always was kind of about, but meditation was one where I'm like, that's not going to work, you know, kind of a thing, like, you know. And not only does it help me, but I actually do enjoy that time.
Right.
You know, I do actually enjoy that it kind of shuts most of my thoughts and stuff down and helps me.
It is amazing how post meditation you just like, I don't know, it just feels good, man.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, that one's going to be
I've
mine.
kind of gotten on the habit of doing it myself. I need to get back into that.
Yeah, I was just thinking it the other day. I've kind of gotten where I've been a little more lax about it. Like I'm not doing it every day. So
Yeah.
Get back to that because
Step up your game.
word definitely helps.
Definitely.
All
That's a
right.
good one.
Yeah.
I mean, so
That too.
man, I even use this thing fucking all day.
No, really.
Show me what you got.
There you go.
Yeah, do it or else.
Do it.
I don't know.
Do it.
I got nothing. But yeah, there you go. All right. So I guess that's a show, eh?
I mean, it feels like a show.
Okay.
Happy Memorial Day. I know it's not really a happy thing.
Yeah, I was
but,
going to
you know what I'm
say,
saying?
I always felt weird about that. You know, you see a lot of people do that, and I'm like, really, like, you know, like it just feels like a weird thing to celebrate. I mean, we of
I
course
guess, like,
appreciate
you know,
what we're given by those who've fallen. But,
Exactly.
You know,
Let's appreciate and respect all that's happened, but also it's a great kickoff to summer.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It does seem weird that everyone parties for Memorial Day.
Yeah. Whereas it should be a day of remembrance, and it's party
Yeah,
time.
it's everyone's like clinking beers and jacking off and playing like lawn darts and shit.
all at the same time. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's just horrifying.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
that is odd, isn't
hey,
it?
Bob, I got an idea. See if you can catch his lawn dart in your pee hole.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Stretch it out more. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, our fallen soldiers are just like, again with the jart and the peel.
Like, we fought for freedom. We didn't really assume it was going to be that, but
Exactly.
I guess
At
enjoy
what
yourself.
point is freedom too free?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So there you go. So I guess, you know, head over to saltylanguage.com and you can find all the silliness we talked about in this episode. You can find the past episodes. All our social media links are there. There's probably stuff. You can find the link to the network that we're part of.
I mean, I can't help myself.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
That soundbar effect is never going away. I don't know what to tell anybody.
Right. The Tangent Bound Network.
Yeah.
So definitely go check out other shows on the network. And, yeah, I guess, you know, if you want to hit us up, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And, of course, you know, as Brian said, all our socials on saltylanguage.com because we're on the face page, we're on the Instagram, we're on the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just whatever. We're everywhere.
Right, except TikTok.
Except TikTok.
Not on TikTok.
Yeah.
Not
And if I missed your answer, it is what it is. We'll catch up with you.
You're on thin ice, Tony.
I know, right? Shit, 2 weeks in a row. What are you going to do?
Like, if it's 3, we might have to put you on double secret probation or something. I don't know.
No, not double secret probation.
Yep.
That's the most secret one.
Exactly. It's double secret. Oh, man. All right. Well, I guess until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Shit, excuse me. Stay salty, people.
And, you know, remember to try to get bigger in Veinier, I guess.
I mean, it's the salty language method.
It is. Bigger in Veinier.
Yeah.
It's what everybody wants
Yeah.
in life.
You remember when that big burly guy kicked sand that little nerd's face, and he got the Joe Atlas workout and kicked his ass or whatever?
Yeah.
It's a salty language. He's just bigger and veinier.
Right.
Comes at him.
It's like
Yeah,
he's so vascular.
Slaps around with his hanging limp. You know what I'm saying?
That seems. He throws sand in his face the same way. He just swings it through the sand.
Exactly.
Was that pocket
It's like getting
sand?
a golf ball up a deep hit into the sand bunker, or whatever you want to call it, sand trap.
Yeah. Exactly the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Oddly enough, if there was a golf ball in there, puts it on the green. So.
Put the rate on the green.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, until next week, we'll stay safe, and I don't know, whatever else. Stay salty.